Welcome in. If you're looking to figure out how to make some poor man's Pappy, you came to the right spot. What are you gonna need? You're gonna need a black label Weller, 12 year, about 40% of that, and then 60% of the red label, Antique 107. Let's get into what we're gonna need to make this concoction. All right, so we're gonna have our bourbon right here. Using a good old measuring cup, milliliters we'll use. An empty bottle. I use an old antique for my empty bottle. I got a label made, which we'll get into a little bit later. And I'm gonna use a funnel type thing to help pour it in here. So let's get on into it here. So we're gonna end up pouring the black label into here and see exactly how much we have. We've got milliliters on this right side. We're gonna need about 40% to start our math. So let's see what we actually have here. Every last drop. So here's what we're looking at. We're looking at about 240, 230 if I had to guess. The halfway mark will be 300. The halfway of that is 250. So we're awfully close, I would say, to 250, but it does look a little bit below that. That is what we're going to be working with. And now we gotta do some arithmetic. Okay, so we're gonna go with 225 on the black label Weller. So we gotta figure out what 225 is 40% of in order for us to get the appropriate math on how much red Weller to put in. Probably a couple ways about doing it. What we're gonna do is we're gonna do 225 divided by 0.4. And that tells us the total amount of our bottle that's going to be. So the total amount of the bottle is 562.5 milliliters. So we're gonna take that and subtract the 40%, and that difference is going to give us what we need to put in for the red Weller. So I'm gonna subtract 225, and we need to put 337 milliliters of red label in this in order for it to match that 60% to 40% ratio. Now that we got our numbers, I am going to pour the black label in our empty bottle here first. I'll use my funnel. Go. Smells good. Next, we need 337 red. Okay. I think we got our amount for red label here, antique. Yes, that's pretty good. Now we're also gonna go ahead and pouring this one in here. Nice. Okay, so there you have it. We got, I don't know, a good decent amount in here. Well, we know how much actually, 562 milliliters. What we gotta do now is let this sit. I'm not gonna be able to taste it right away. You can give it 48 hours and give it 1 to 2 weeks before trying it. I might probably give it a couple weeks, but we're not done yet. We gotta put our label on. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay, and there you have it. Poor man's Pappy with my own label on it. You can find it custom online. Mine says Poor Man's Pappy, a face of me on it. Bottled by my initials, FTC, here in the city that I live. The proof on it, we didn't talk about proof, but the proof on this is about 100, a little bit over 100. We combine the red and the black label. You get to about around 100 proof on this. Hope you learned a little bit and hope you can get your hands on these bottles to create your own Poor Man's Pappy. I'm gonna say this for my own specialty bottle. I'm not gonna get my hands on a Pappy 15 or any other type, probably pretty much really ever. So this is my specialty bottle for championships, family events, whatnot. This is what I'm gonna use. Got my own label on it. Get your hands on this stuff. You'll be able to make this stuff pretty easily. And I've had it before and it is delicious. So I'm looking forward to be able to have this every once in a while. As always, like, comment, subscribe. Please leave some feedback. I'm always open to that. I think I'm going to top off Making this poor man's Pappy with a little bit of Antique 107. Cheers. Ooh, that smells good. I feel like this table's not level. Bubbles, nice. That doesn't help either. Have some of this later. Probably could put that on a little bit better. Fuck that.